hello. I'm back. So, I want to talk about this resistance I see with women who are on reality shows about dating, and especially the one that's geared toward us, meaning 50 and above. And it really is disturbing to me to see the resistance to change. To see the resistance to change. We say we want love, we say we want partnership, but we are just resistant to do anything different. And maybe anything is an exaggeration, but to do the things that will really make a difference based on a professional's opinion. And I guess I'm really talking about the later daters. And any dating show that gives advice to women on things that will increase their chances of finding love and finding partnership, which is what we say we want, or women say that they want. Women of all single women of all ages say that they want. So it might not be marriage for you. It might be mating. For another woman, it's not mating, it's marriage. And that's the way I feel best in my romantic relationship, marriage. So one of the things, like some of the people around me say, well, Denise, how did you get a date? Or how did you do this? Or how did you get a relationship? And it's pretty easy to me. The man was attracted to me. He came over to me. He asked for my contact information. He has asked for me to go on dates with him. I was easy. I was light. I smiled. And these things I'm telling you are not just for him. They're for me too, because it makes me feel better to laugh and smile and just relax into the date and not feel like I have to put on a show, prove something to him, make myself, tie myself into a knot to be appealing. It's just better that way for everybody, all parties involved, for me and for him, for me to come and be light and to be fun and to leave me feeling like he had a good time with me and being in my presence. And I had a good time with me too, and like being in my own presence and like the way I felt by interacting with him in the way that I did. So, when somebody tells you, a dating coach will say, maybe if you change your hair or, something like that, that's like kind of personal, then I could see a resistance because you like your hair the way that you wear it and you want it that way. But if somebody says to you, you need to lose weight, you could stand to lose 10 to 20 pounds, you need to work out, stretch, yoga, do some kind of activity, eat, they say, eat less, work out more. No, eat less, move more. Or to take off your glasses, or get some contacts, wear lipstick, or wear makeup. I don't understand the resistance to doing those things. I don't. Especially when you say you want a different result. Now, if you don't care that you're not attracting men or you're not going on dates, then fine, don't change. Don't change anything. Just keep doing what you're doing. But if you're saying that you want different results, you got to do something different. And so the resistance is beyond me. Now, especially Black women, we are single mothers, you raised your children alone, or you did if you had an ex who was helpful and did their part and then went above, you are the exception to the rule. But generally speaking, men just do what's required of them as far as child support, generally speaking. And, they love their kids, but they're not with them all the time. like the mother is, or they don't nurture the way that women do. So you may have some difficulty. So you've worked hard, you have this, work mentality and go, 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 and try to make sure the kids are not only financially taken care of, but are emotionally nurtured as much as you can. And then you kind of neglect yourself. Okay, I get it. But now the kids are kind of self-sufficient, they're independent, and now you want companionship. So a lot of women say, well, I've worked so hard on myself to get where I am. I've worked so hard to get where I am, to get the education that I have. I went to school at night. I worked full-time during the day. I had children to take care of at the same time. So it's a lot. It's very stressful. Even me saying it, I feel like the stress of it. And I haven't done any of that. So, but I feel when I say it, I feel it. It's like, God, how do you do that? But you do what you have to do. And so everybody's grown and independent or taking care of themselves, and now it's time for you. And then you say, well, I've worked so hard to get where I am. There's no one is disputing that. But what worked for that goal in your life doesn't carry over to relationships, romantic relationships, and probably not even platonic relationships, because it's give and take in platonic relationships. And you can't really control them. You can only control your own behavior when interacting in your platonic relationships and your romantic ones as well. So what am I saying? Stop being married to or stuck in your old ways. Stop it. Because it's closing out love in your life. And one of the things I used to do was say, am I being in my feminine right now, or am I being in my masculine? Because some activities like working on these videos is a masculine activity. And so sometimes I'll do, videos in advance, and it'll be so many that I'm emotionally drained, and I have to say to myself, okay, what can you do to get into your feminine side and your feminine feeling side? Because you've been operating for the last 2 or 3 hours in your masculine, rigid, get it done, deadline side of the business of my life. And for me, it's dancing, it's listening to music, it's crying if I need to, acknowledging my feelings of overwhelm or sadness or whatever it is. And then I'm back to being normal and soft and feminine and all of that. And as I work through my triggers, my days, my feelings, or whatever happens to be, on top emotionally for me, I get lighter. And, I'll pray. I don't have to get on my knees and pray, but just talk to God like I talk to my girlfriend. And I'm feeling better, lighter, and everything is beautiful and wonderful in the world. So that's all I'm saying, that we have to get unmarried, unstuck, unattached to our jobs and our careers and our job titles. We have to get out of that and soften up and get into our human side of things and our feeling side. And as the dating coach said, Logan said on The Later Daters, she said, don't be interesting, be interested. Not interested, not interesting, be interested. So basically, be interested in the other person. Be inquisitive and curious about the other person. Ask the other person questions. Listen more than you talk. I've said this before, that you should talk no more than, I think, 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. So that might be 5 or 6, 7, 10 sentences. But some people say no more than 10 seconds. I think that's too much talking. But I think between 3 and 5 seconds you talk. And you get to the end of what you're going to say, and then you ask them a question, and you just listen more than you talk. It makes the other person feel engaged, like you really care, and you have to be present with them. So you're not thinking to respond or listening to respond, and you're not, there's another word, you're not listening to respond, and you're not blanking out and thinking about what you're going to cook for dinner or what the kids are doing at home while you're out on your date. So yeah, so that takes practice to stay present. But like I said before, I've said this before, when you go on a date, talk about things around the 5 senses, you know, the sounds in the restaurant, the taste of the food, being able to identify the various tastes in the food. Talk about the food. You know, you could make some, this tastes so good, you know, for example. And, you know, placing your hands on your belly when you feel like you're drifting off, or you're becoming, or that masculine side is beginning to seep out. Putting your hand on your belly as a reminder to slow down, to breathe, to smile at him. To smile at him and nod approval, that kind of thing. So anyway, that is it. And I am doing a coffee social Valentine's weekend, Saturday, February 15th, 2025. And I hope to see you there. Bye.